I think I might have poured this wrong. We're getting ready for the new year here. We're talking perfect local beer so we can ring in the new year. And we have our craft beer correspondent, Brandon Hernández, and you are joining us now with some ideas. Good morning to you.
Hey, there's no wrong way to pour a beer, by the way.
Okay, so that
You
wasn't
good?
too much foam. It was okay. It was all right.
Oh no, yeah, you'll
Okay.
be getting all the aromatics. It's great. There's no wrong way.
Okay, I love it. So you chose beer from different parts of the county, and we want to start with the East County. We are going to start with this. So what do you have for us?
Okay, so this is from Burning Beard in El Cajon. I kind of say that this is their love letter to Belgian brew masters and blenders. It's kind of the Dom Perignon of the selection we have today. It's champagne-like in that you see all those great bubbles, the effervescence, but it also takes time and patience to make this particular kind of beer. Unlike other beers, they brew the beer, then they put it into a copper-lined vessel that allows all of the yeast and bacteria that are naturally occurring in the atmosphere to get to the beer, and once it's put into barrels, ferment it and give it all of these really a great sense of terroir, where you get something that can only happen in that one time and space. And you'll see a lot of like peppery flavors, a little spritziness,
Oh.
some nice fruit flavors, and also some what they call funk, a really
Ooh.
layered experience for drinking, and something that's coveted. And not very many breweries in the United States make beers like this.
And I was just going to say, it's very fragrant. It smells good, actually. I like it.
Oh, absolutely. And there's all sorts of adjectives for this kind of beer, but and they're all completely different based on where they're made. So they're really fun to open, and New Year's Eve, it's a great time for it.
Wonderful. Okay, let's head up to the North County. What did you choose from the North County?
I have something from Burgeon Beer Company. They're in Carlsbad. They just opened a second location in Escondido, and they're also opening a third in Little Italy. This is called Clever Kiwi. Now, Pilsner beer is the kind of beer that most Americans are most familiar with. For the longest time, it was kind of what you thought about when it was American beers, all the large breweries made. This is different in that it's more of a nod to the European Pilsners, the actual traditional types, but there's something untraditional about it in that it has Nelson hops from New Zealand in it. Those hops are grown in the same region as Sauvignon Blanc grapes, wine grapes. And so you get a lot of that wine character as well as tropical fruit and a little bit of citrus. And it's just another layer of flavor to go in there. And of course, you have, again, all those bubbles that you want to have on New Year's Eve. So
Yes.
just a fun thing to get you all the way to midnight.
Okay, and how about in North Park? I actually laughed when I read the name of this next hazy IPA that you have for us.
Didn't we all? So this is a 2020. Well, that was fun, said nobody, from Pariah Brewing in North Park. Now, they excel at all sorts of different kinds of beers, but especially hazy IPAs. So a hazy IPA, people are familiar with the typical IPA. It's all about hops, hop expression, and often bitterness. But you take a hazy IPA, and what they do is they put together a process so you get a very soft product where the beer is kind of coating, and you don't get that bitterness so much as you get all of the fruit flavors of the hops and the grassiness and the pininess in the aroma and the taste without being distracted by tons of bracing bitterness on the palate. And if we're talking about bubbles again, now that you hear when you have champagne, they talk about the mousse, and you see that big thick layer of bubbles.
Yes.
Now this one, it's a mousse that's almost like a mousse because it's so creamy. And just gives you a really great transition into that creamy body as well. It's a really nice beer, and this one has the it hop right now. It's called Strata, so lots of tropical fruit flavor there
You
too.
say Stratus? Stratus?
Strata, S-T-R-A.
Okay, Strata. I'm learning things today. Okay, how about
Awesome,
your choice
awesome.
for the South Bay?
South Bay. This is Three Punk Ales Brewing in Chula Vista, right there on 3rd Avenue. Mexican-style pale lager. Now, this is an everyday drinking beer, and that's what I like so much about picking beers for New Year's Eve. You don't have to go out there and spend a bunch of money. You can just have a beer that reminds you of drinking beer, because what I'm saying about this is like it's just a great tasting Mexican lager, reminds you of all those vacations you took south of the border, and you can just take time to reflect on this year, what's coming up in the new year. You know, we all see that light at the end of the tunnel. Just remembering all your friends and family, things are important that we're going to get to see again in 2021 versus what's in your glass. Let that just be kind of like the social lubricant for the 2 people in your house that you're allowed to interact with during New Year's Eve this year, and have a great time. But yeah, I actually poured a little bit for myself because I don't know about you. I want to stick a dagger in 2020.
Oh my goodness. As you're going, hold on. Before we let you go, I do have to ask you this, because nominations start for San Diego Beer News Awards next week, right? So how does that work? How will that work?
All right. Well, it's a fun new competition. It'll be on our Facebook and Instagram, SD Beer News if you're on Instagram. Basically, every weekday in January, we're going to have a different category for breweries and beers for you as beer fans to nominate your favorites in all these different categories.
Oh,
We do
okay.
that throughout January. In February, we'll put up surveys for industry members as well as fans. And it'll all be there for people to go in there and cast their votes. And by March, we'll know what all the beer fans and all the people within the industry think about the local scene and the beers that really stood out for them in 2020. It'd be a lot of fun. Everybody can participate, and I hope that they will. So on Monday, get on over to our Facebook and Instagram, and in February, SanDiegoBeer.news.
And there is so much beer to choose from. I mean, talk about the beer capital of the world right now. Oh my goodness. So there's a lot to go through. You might want to sip them all before you vote online. But Brandon, we do thank you for your time. Happy New Year to you.
Same to you. Have a good one.
Thank you. For more on local beer news, you can head to fox5sandiego.com and click the Scene on tab. I feel like Vanna White Shawley. I'm like, hello, beer.